Central text in the Sikh religion. It's called Japji. One reality is identical to the truth, creative personality, fearless, without resentment, form beyond entropy, before birth, the cause of itself, realized by the grace of the Guru. The truth was here before creation, the truth was here at the beginning of creation, the truth is here now. Nanak says the truth will be here forever. Getting baptized 5,555 times didn't make it happen. Meditation retreats and yoga classes didn't make it happen. Mansions, Benzes, and big booties didn't make it happen. No control or manipulation aids or progresses. How can I cut through the bullshit? How can I become real? Nanak told it to me straight. Listen and follow the cosmic code. The cosmic code manifests the forms, but we cannot speak the code. The cosmic code forges great character. The cosmic code confers spontaneous admiration. The cosmic code produces pleasure and pain. The cosmic code produces blessings and forgiveness. The cosmic code also produces wandering aimlessness. The cosmic code is in all, nothing is outside of its power. Nanak told it to me straight. Decode the cosmic code within, and you'll no longer speak from your false self again. Sing of the power we lack. Sing of the giving and signs of his work. Sing in awe of all that is beauty. Sing of his presence and complexity and knowledge. Sing of him who unifies clays and disintegrates to dust. Sing of life given and taken. Singing because he feels so far away. Singing because indeed he's so very near. All descriptions fall short. Even the multitudes of infinity attempt. You give beyond our capacity to receive. From before time into future you give. Your dynamic code shepherds all. Nanak told it to me straight. Your code blooms without any worry. The eternal source issues an eternal program coded in infinite love. We constantly beg and ask, give me, give me. He continually gives. What can I give you which allows me to see the true dimension? What can I speak to receive your eternal syntax of love? In the time which kills entropy, contemplate the eternal program. Your action creates your human life. His attention, the door of freedom. Nanak says this is how you see the true source is life itself. The source is not created, designed, or changed. The source is the program, running itself flawless and free. Those who align with the cosmic code receive irremovable belonging. Nanak says, sing of these shining jewels, singing, listening, let the mind be constructed with love. Shed suffering, separation, and peace will build your home. The aligned ones are vibration. The aligned ones are revelation. The aligned ones merge into the source. The code destroys, sustains, and creates. The code nurtures and beautifies. Even if I think I know, I cannot say. His fullness is beyond me, for the code itself reveals. It is the source of all life, including my own.
Timer if you want it.
No. Patricia says no.
No.
Because she knows.
Yeah, she won't let me do it anyway.
Real quick, though, in the announcement world, there's a new exhibit up. It looks a lot like the last exhibit because of the frames. But what's going on is that a lot of the historical documents from the Poetry Center, going back as much as 40-some years now, are going to be sent into our archives. We have an archive at Sac State in the library, and there's a lot of incredible stuff in that archive. But I've been digging through a lot of stuff and finding these amazing little things that some of them truly I'd forgotten about. And not all of this is Poetry Center stuff, but it's poetry community stuff. There's a lot of political activations that we were involved in with different political groups around town, as well as just literary groups. There's a little collection, that little block thing back there of just some. There are hundreds and hundreds of these things, but Richard Hansen did these little books called Poems for All, and he did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, stacks, and just laid them around town for people to just pick up for free. He did all that on his own dime. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it's a remarkable collection of work. His collection of stuff. I was really happy to find the Maya Angelou poster, which I thought we didn't have one anymore. We brought her here, after she had left Sac State. Well, a long time after she left Sac State. And then this great event that featured a conference that featured Lucille Clifton and Jack Hirschman. And it turned out that Hirschman and Lucille Clifton were really good friends, and I didn't know that until we started setting this thing up. Mm-hmm. Anyway, cool stuff. Here's a great little artifact. This is Michael McClure, D.R. Wagner, and Jim Morrison of the Doors, 1969 at Sac City College. How cool is that? Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff like this. We're going to probably do one more round of this. We have duplicates of some of this stuff, but some of this, look at it, kiss it goodbye, because once it's in the archives, it's a really strange thing. Like the librarians and the archivists there, it's like once you hand it to them, it's theirs. You can come and visit it and touch it and stuff, but it's theirs at that point.
So
I made the mistake of there were some. There was a year of newsletters that were just out of sequence by 1 month, and I told them that I fixed the order, and I thought this person was like going to faint because they don't want you to do that. It's like they had logged it the way it is, and if you just change one thing, it puts their whole trajectory off or something. I don't know. They're very professional. That's what they do. Point being that a lot of this stuff you have to go there and visit it, but we won't see it here in a minute.
So the stuff that you're collecting doesn't have to be from the Poetry Center, just from this area?
From the literary community, yes. Yeah, and I'd love to show other things because, what I can show is what I have access to. A lot of this stuff is 40 years old, even longer than stuff from the 60s, 70s. It's just been sitting in a file drawer for a long time.
Yeah, because there used to be readings at the Blue Mango in Davis.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
John Trudell read at the Teen Center.
Yeah. So it'd be great to have a flyer for that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. You have to give it up. Okay, sorry for the long wait. Please welcome Patricia, who is going to read a poem that is 3 minutes long. Dreaming. I'm dreaming everywhere.
Dream on. See? It will be shorter than his remarks.
I'm the host. I can talk all night.
You can talk all night.
Read your poem.
Okay.
Get started.
I'm going to. Okay, so this is Breast Form for Barbie. Maybe other 32-year-old female identified people in 1989 knew about breast forms, the artificial replacements for real breasts that breast cancer survivors often use. I had no clue. But I was clueless about a lot back then. Like the fact that I had bipolar disorder, which might have explained my eating enough to sustain a small course with predictable results, or my inability to keep a job for very long, or why people I was sexually attracted to would leave the room when I expressed interest in them. They would sidle not so subtly away as I tried to snuggle up close within minutes of meeting them. Maybe if I had been a male-identified person, I'd have gotten a better reception, but I was usually hitting on lesbians, so probably not. I was mystified by my bad luck in love, since my mildly delusional self thought I was not too bad looking, and I had a job and a car, so why did all the women want to stand on the other side of the room from me? It had not occurred to me that a mastectomy might lower my chances on the love boat, me being preoccupied with thinking I might die. It had also not occurred to me that there were tens of thousands of women walking around with only one breast, and I had never encountered one that I knew of. They were in disguise, outfitted with a breast form in place of their missing breast. I had bought the window dressing and never thought to question my eyes. So when the nurse in the recovery room volunteered the reassurance that no one will ever know, you'll get a breast form and no one will be able to tell, as if this were the thing that should be uppermost in my mind immediately after surgery, I was befuddled. The phrase breast form was from a language I didn't speak. I remember staring and wondering why it was important that no one should know. I had been out of the closet as a lesbian for more than 10 years, and I didn't plan to return to any kind of closet in my lifetime. Her words creaked like hinges that needed oiling on a closet door I hadn't known existed. I was fuzzily trying to formulate a reply to this advice when my arm started hurting like someone was ripping it off with their chainsaw, and I stopped thinking about it until the breast form fitter called me several weeks later. I thought, oh yeah, birth, nurse, hospital, pain. But then by then I had met a woman who told me in vague terms about breast forms and eagerly assured me I would look like everyone else once I got one. But she provided very few details about what they were made of and why it was vital I should wear one. I wasn't sure how I felt about wearing a breast form. I hadn't been shy about telling friends I had a mastectomy. I would have happily worn a t-shirt, breast cancer survivor, but it wasn't yet fashionable to advertise this fact. It didn't feel like a badge of shame, which the nurse had implied it was, or else why hide? It didn't occur to me that I might want to be selective about sharing the state of my breasts with the general public. I had zero boundaries, as you'd expect from someone raised by my mother, who herself had zero boundaries and used me to prop herself up emotionally, which perhaps fed into the whole bipolar thing, since it proved traumatic at times. But she was a virtuous woman, raised by an alcoholic father and a psychotic mother, and she was just doing the best she could. That phrase is so tired it is fucking exhausted. And exhausting, don't you think? Just say, well, that's the shits and too bad and move on, which is what I did eventually. But I was so tired of it all by then I just left the room rather than argue, which is how I suppose I ended up in the pink Pepto-Bismol room with the breast fitter, even though I didn't think I really needed a breast form. Barbie's penthouse had nothing on that place. Pink walls, pink carpet, the pale pink boxes stacked on pink shelves had dark pink lettering. Amina, file number, size. Even the chair was pink. I didn't sit on the chair. It was petite. I stood and listened politely to a lecture about how badly I needed a breast form in my bra. I had thought I needed a breast form the way I needed mushrooms in my life. As in, not at all, because they are slimy when cooked the way my mother cooked them and taste like dirt when raw. So why would anyone eat them? I did not do psychedelics, so I had no insight into that potential use of mushrooms, which is a really good thing because I probably would have totally flipped out and ended up on log ward, and there would have gone all those years invested in mild anosognosia, a medical condition where you lack insight into your mental illness. So I shifted from foot to foot and listened, while the breast form fitter told me I needed a breast form to avoid my spine becoming deformed, which would make me develop a hump. Not like a camel, but like Victor Hugo's hunchback bell ringer, which was the only person I knew of with a hump, so of course I said, well, okay, you can measure me. Though all the pink made me suspicious, it was really about retaining my girlish appearance, which was already highly compromised by my tendency to dress like a butch. I ignored the thought that it was really about conformity, about having two breasts, since we all know the only good woman is a woman with everything she came out of the box with, even if the equipment causes a lot of headaches and, according to some people, makes her weak and generally unreliable. Because we all know how reliable the male testosterone-flooded system is in the face of frustration, right? But maybe I just haven't met them yet, the women who throw wrenches and hammers at each other when angry. Anyway, I think all that pink affected me because I didn't question my decision to take one home with me, even after she laid it in my hand and showed me how to insert it into the specially made bra. Pinkish beige, quivering silicone, cool to the touch, with a molded nipple in case I wanted to wear a tight t-shirt. It was heavy, reminded me of a really firm Jell-O mold without the cottage cheese, shredded carrots, and pineapple. I had not yet learned to listen to my body with care and a willingness to follow its lead. My hands were screaming, no, at me. No, no, no! But I was thinking about the hump, and how I already had trouble getting a date, and how much I missed my breast, missed the warmth and feel of it gently swinging against my arm and chest, and how this would be like that, and so my mouth said, yes. And that is how I came to own a size 14 breast form that resides in a pink quilted box in the back of my closet under an undisturbed layer of dust. Thank you.
Well, 3 minutes was a component of the link. I love that poem though anyway. Okay, we're going to do 2 more. This is really different if you're regular here. We usually only do the open mic after the feature, but this is the way it's going down tonight. So we'll mix it up a little bit. Michael, you ready?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Michael Gallaglass. Good with time.
Y'all are going to get a Ren Fair poem because it was the book that happened to be on top. A spectrum of historically accurate anachronistic humor. A fair promoter once praised me for my quick wit response to the airplanes flying over the fair site. Most actors went about screaming, a dragon, with much hysteria and melodrama. I am neither so droll nor mundane. In the middle of one of my shows, a low-flying aircraft passed overhead. I looked to the sky, shaded my eyes, and shouted, "It'll never work, Leonardo! Get a job, Da Vinci!" Thank you, all of you, for getting that very esoteric Renaissance joke. Sunday morning, at the same event, the promoter chewed me out after morning notes where they reminded the actors that modern vulgarities, such as shit and fuck, weren't socially appropriate for the event, striving to be a family-friendly affair. And I suddenly cried out, "God's bloody foreskin." Slack-jawed, stunned silence followed. It's not historically inaccurate. At Ren Fair, we're encouraged to swear by various aspects of God, God's wounds, God's teeth, God's death, Tuel Brenner, etc., etc., etc. However, in hindsight, I acknowledge my particular phrasing of God's original religion was not also conducive to the ambiance the promoters desired. On the way home, a good friend and I discovered a new favorite pastime, translating modern idioms and expressions into foul Shakespearean English. Forsooth, hound, dost thou even hoist thy matriarch? Suppeth, yo, obviously being short for yeoman. Dine upon excrement unto thy death. Fornicate away and expire in the manner of an employer. Fornicator of matriarchs, word ascendeth. Flee to damnation. Thou art overflowing with the excrement of yon bovine. In most wondrous groove, art thou enraged, my brother? Didst thou know that before I was a storyteller at Renaissance Fair, I was a farmer? I had 2 fields, in my dexter field and my dexter field and my sinister field. In my dexter field, I grew defecations. In my sinister field, I grew fornications. And for many years, my fields thrived. My bounty of defecations and fornications were the envy of all my farmer neighbors. And then, lo, a great drought came upon the land. No matter what I did, I could not maintain my bounty of crops. Both my fields, dexter and sinister, lay barren. And that is why, from that day to this, I am absolutely and utterly lacking in defecations and fornications to give to you.
Dost thou even hoist?
Dost thou even hoist?
Yeah, that was good. All right, we're going to do one more, right? And then go. One more? Are you ready? One more. Okay, somebody pick a letter.
M.
M?
I already went, but okay.
Yeah, right. All right, other than M.
V.
J.
Other than V.
X.
D.
I'm looking for a first letter of a name.
K?
K, no K.
Paul is
J.
waiting
D.
for you.
What?
N.
C?
D.
D.
Bingo.
This is amazing. No.
Somebody said
And?
you go back.
And Nick. Nick C. Who's Nick C? Is there a Nick C? You're up. Hey, is this your first time here?
Yeah, this is my first time doing poetry.
Come on! All right.
Go get 'em.
Do it, man.
Them loafers, too.
Thanks.
Welcome!
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous, and it's kind of short, but I wrote it during a really hard time in my life. So,
Right.
yeah. I don't know if it's good, but I don't think anybody else really good.
Fire.
Today.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So I have anxiety sometimes, but it's called Where Were You? Oh, testing. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Where were you when I was crumbling little by little? Where were you when all that was left was placing me in the middle? Day by day, as I watch your lives become an endless riddle, I find it never ending to forget all the things that we left unsaid, or all of the words I could have said instead. Time and time and time again. Sure, we had our good moments back then, but I think it's finally time that I had left. Finally about damn time, good riddance. Where were you when I was crumbling little by little? Okay, that's good. Okay. When all that was left was placing me in the middle. Day by day as I watched your lives become an endless riddle. I recognized that I could have said things different. Realized that I could have been more considerate. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, oh well, at least I tried my best. I tried so damn much, can't you see the pain in my chest? Tried so damn much, I was starting to grow depressed. Tried so damn much, can't you see it's a simple request? It did so damn much, it led to me feeling repressed. Catch you later, I think it's time to grow into my best. That's all.
Hey, one more time for Nick. First time. All right, so let's get ready for the other stuff. I'm really happy to welcome Paul Willis tonight. We tried to do this a while ago, and it didn't quite work out with timing and everything. But we're going to have Andrew Defy, I think you guys know him, who's going to introduce Paul. They go back. So welcome, Andrew.
1, 2, 3, we go by ZFG.
There's only a handful of people in here who actually remember that. How y'all feeling tonight? You know, normally, that's where I would harass you and be like, give me more. But right now, I know what the fuck is going on outside. Right?
Yeah.
So, I want to just thank you for that. You know what I mean? I want to not harass y'all into any more, and I want to have all of us just take a breath real quick. In a space that we've created to be safe in this community. Alright. That's the kind of energy I like to bring my people up into. So this guy been causing trouble with me. He been the person that I kept around to talk to the cops when we were causing trouble. Yeah, man, just one of the bigger influences in my life as far as being an educator and being a community leader. I watched Paul Willis lead from the back in every space that I've ever seen him in. A few years ago, he left us to go to Boston. Everyone boo.
No socks.
I cheer for doing good things.
Yeah. Good things and stuff. Bringing culture to other places. We love you. But he's very missed in this city. So it's very special that we get to spend some time with him while he's here. He's got a brand new book out. He's got approximately 48 albums out that you can buy. But this is the first book. And it's a really beautiful topic to touch on. I think we need leadership in our communities right now. And I think this is a really beautiful approach to leadership. Some of us were born and raised in hip-hop culture and understand how it teaches leadership, right? So he did an amazing job of documenting those lessons. And just real proud of my man's here. So y'all please make him feel real welcome. This is his last night on this official Sacramento tour. And then tomorrow we're going to take him out for craziness around the city and get him into some other trouble, because that's one of my favorite things to do when he's in town. Y'all give it all the way up for Paul Willis.
It's the art of rap. Hey!
Oh my gosh. This is dope. Nick, man, shout out to you. This is like my first feature here. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of firsts tonight. My name is Paul Willis. I am a hip-hop teaching artist and the author of Hip Hop Leadership. And we're going to read some from the book. It's not just the book, though. Like, there's an album that comes with it and a curriculum that also comes with that. So it's the new ABCs of rap, an album, a book, and curriculum. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna, like, share a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, let's do it. This is Jeffrey Archie Jr. on the keys. Can y'all make some noise for him? Didn't want to get like super deep into it without also like acknowledging him and his presence. Okay. Chapter 1, Authenticity and Self-Expression. I could never be like those guys. I listened to a lot of Bad Boy, Rockefeller, and No Limit records growing up. And while I would learn the words and recite them to my friends at school, I knew those artists were living a life that was so far removed from mine. I shared some similarities with my favorite rappers. I never knew my father. My mom battled with addiction for decades of her life. My grandmother raised me and my brothers and sisters. I am of Caribbean descent, and I lived in the inner city. Plus, I loved and lived hip-hop. However, that's where most of those similarities ended. I was born in 1987, so the crack rock that those artists bragged about selling to escape poverty was the same drug that almost kept my family in it. Hip-hop had a hold on me. And when I was a child, I had no language to explain why. As I got older, it became clearer to me through the practice of hip-hop and living in its culture that the things I loved about hip-hop became harder to find in the mainstream. Being an 80s baby, raised mostly in the 90s, I discovered hip-hop on the floor of my sister's bedrooms. I remember hearing "You're All I Need to Get By" and trying to sing the hook with my choir boy soprano. The beat was in stark contrast to the Mariah Carey, SWV, and Boyz II Men R&B tunes that I love. The lyrics were rough and rugged. Method Man rapped about how much he loved the girl, and it seemed out of place with the song's tone and texture, and yet a perfect fit for a song about hood love. The dichotomy of being street and being popular confused my church-going sensibilities, because where I'm from, the real street dudes wanted to live in the shadows and not the spotlight. However, the life light bulb turned on when I heard groups like Public Enemy, Tribe Called Quest, and Diggable Planets. These were artists who had souls and seemed to embrace the love and joy and resilience of black people in their records. And I could get with that. Their content and lyricism led me to Nas and Black Star and Common. And as I watched hip hop grow and evolve, so did my understanding of what it meant to be a whole and complex human being. I learned to value the experiences of DMX, Ice Cube, and Big Pun because my capacity to understand those artists grew as my understanding of social issues grew. Lauryn Hill showed me that you could have it all. Commercial success, a focus on knowledge of self and consciousness, and still be a versatile artist and a technical lyricist. These artists helped me find my voice and my place in hip-hop culture through their lived experiences and examples. I wrote my first rap for a 6th grade talent show, and that was 1998. I've got raps that are older than the majority of my students. But when we talk about, again, authenticity and self-expression, it started in that book of rhymes. And so when I say, are you feeling it? This is straight from my book of rhymes. I'm gonna need y'all to say my book of rhymes. Cool? Cool. We gonna see if like real hip hop fans are in the building or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I think so, but like we gonna see. You wanna use that? We feeling it. This is straight from my book of rhymes. This is straight from my book of rhymes. We feeling it. This is straight from my book of rhymes. This is straight from my book of rhymes. We feeling it. This is straight from my book of rhymes. Yes. This is straight from my book of rhymes. Word. This is straight from my book of rhymes. Okay, we got it. Okay. I went from Jamaica Plain all the way to Bodega Bay. Things were straight from 1987 and 98. Then the hits came and it's changed with the quickness. When I was 12, my grandma was diagnosed with a sickness. Books was black and white. My school was black and white. One of 13 blacks who could bridge that divide. No disrespect, my friends were upper middle class with intellect. Starting in class cause being street was easy to expect. Black but not hood enough, smart but not good enough. Leader cause I lost so much, then I could've rut. It was only a matter of time before I was out of my mind. Every summer was reckless, my mom was out of a job. Brothers in and out the house, some were friends, others foes. Squares trying to keep me boxing, I stay on my toes, praying to the Lord. Is this my ceiling or my floor? Can open the next door until the last one closed. So we feeling it. This is straight from my book of rhymes. This is straight from my book of rhymes. Where we feeling it. This is straight from my book of rhymes. Yeah, this is straight from my book of rhymes. We feeling it. This is straight from my book of rhymes. Word. This is straight from my book of rhymes. We feeling it. This is straight from my book of rhymes. Word. Man, I feel so good, y'all. I feel so good. This is so fly. Man, there was so much about this process of developing, an album and a book at the same time, but it started with these essential questions of when we explored this idea of, how did hip hop become such an influential force all over the world? And that's a question really of leadership. Like, what was it about this culture that connected with people across borders, across languages, across cultural traditions? And when you begin to explore and examine leadership, I don't know how many folks know, like, I've gone through several different leadership programs here in Sacramento. Catalyst program through the Asian Chamber, the Nehemiah Emerging Leaders program. I even worked for ALF for like 3 months. But leadership's not something that you're just born with, right? There is skills that can be taught and can be coached. You can be mentored to become an amazing leader. And not everybody gets a chance to see that. You know, a lot of times our vision of what makes an amazing leader often looks like suit and ties, right? The corporate office, the corner suite. But for me, leadership looked like my grandmother, right? Who was a nurse and a minister in a community. It looked like the bodega owners, right? Who kept tabs so that, you know, people who couldn't afford food could feed their families that week. You know what I mean? It was the OGs in the park who would tell us, yo, it's not safe for you to play here. Go to the park down the street, or over here in this neighborhood. We'll tell you when it's okay to come back, right? As I grew my career and I began to find other leaders in hip hop culture, it started in ciphers, on street corners, at open mics, and to watch people grow and evolve over time. My friends are doing amazing and really incredible things. And once you start to see it and recognize it for yourself, you then begin to have the lens to be able to see it in your local communities and the world around us. And so really those are kind of the 3 different frames for this book and this entire project. You know, what does these leadership values look like for yourself, right? How do you demonstrate these values in your own personal lives? Once you can identify it for you, how do you identify it in your local community? Who are people or organizations, right, that demonstrate these values? And then in our larger societal context, maybe that's hip-hop culture, mainstream culture, right? Where can we find those values? And if those values are missing in those places, how do we put the values back into those places? One of those values was inclusivity, you know, that I've learned through this culture. And I'm going to go back to the book. A lot of people think of hip hop and they think about like rap music specifically, and it's more than that. So it begins like this. Rap wasn't the only way hip hop brought people together. The cipher experience could be seen across disciplines. When we shared our graffiti tags, dances, and Fruity Loop beats, we did so in community. We were close in proximity, age, and in spirit. We had shared goals and values, and we expressed those through this culture. As a child, I never questioned why I heard and saw a majority of black male voices rapping. I knew Lauryn Hill, Queen Latifah, Ladybug Mecca, and MC Lyte held it down for the ladies on the microphone. I saw women like Missy Elliott, TLC, and Aaliyah dance and perform raps and sing songs. I didn't know anything about the behind the scenes, creative teams, women executives in the industry, or women producers and engineers. As a teenager, I also knew nothing of gay people until the sister of a close friend of mine came out to me and she shared that she was bisexual. I'd never heard the term before and had to sheepishly ask, was it slang for cool? I mean, we know that now, but like I didn't know then, you know what I'm saying? She trusted that I was caring and responsible because of my raps. And because of my raps, I learned about an entirely new perspective and lived experience. Through this culture, like Socrates, I learned that I know nothing. Our individual and collective human experience is wide and vast. The only thing that seemed to matter was if you were cool. And what cool meant to me then and even today was creative, caring, accepting, curious, and supportive. You could be cool doing anything, but hip-hop gave people a space, place, and community to demonstrate how cool you could be. Appreciate y'all. Instead of our world being torn apart, let's bring it all back to the start. Jams in the park with soul in the mix. Never knew in our hearts it could be like this. Hip-hop would include all genders, races, and ages. Sexual orientations and faces. Body types, abilities on all of our stages. We just can't leave room for hatred. Culture is sacred. Ciphers are safe spaces. Whole thing started from our imagination. So why limit ourselves to the basic interpretations and indoctrinations? The power of the word and the drum. Can't know where to go unless I learn where I'm from. 50 years young, generations to come. Let's bring the world together through a song. Sometimes people like hear hip hop music and they don't hear the lyrics, which like boggles my mind sometimes because that's the purpose, right? At least that's what it was for me. I find that, a lot of times people sometimes get hypnotized by the beat and they don't know what they're listening to if it slaps. And I'm not mad at bouncy music, dance music, and all that kind of stuff. There's a time and a place for everything. But if you're not paying attention, you can also miss some of those subliminal messages. And so sometimes I like to share pieces a cappella so that people get the word.
Hey.
Word. Chapter 3, Empowerment and Resilience. I didn't have flowery language or any language at all around trauma at the time. I had nothing on the brain and body connection or adverse childhood experiences or expressive arts therapy. All I knew was that my writing was a form of healing. And it was a place where I could feel good about myself. What I didn't realize at the time was that the page could not be the only answer to my problems. In order for me to face the adversities and challenges that I had in my life, I had to grow through them. I had to deal with taking accountability for my own wrongdoing and actions, and I couldn't just be sorry on a page or in a song. Forgiveness takes real work and real accountability. Love is hard, especially when you've been hurt. However, love is a deep well, a magical, never-ending source of strength. Pain and hurt is just a reflection of that love, and I felt as if I might drown in the ocean of it. Can I tell y'all something about Jeff while he pulls up this next track? Jeffrey produced 3 songs on the album. Give it up for Jeff. Chapter 2, Inclusivity, was one of those songs. Chapter 3, Empowerment and Resilience, is another one that he produced. So we're going to get into it. Check the ready line. Mind drifting through the heavy night. That vision for yourself, I protect like it's mine. Think I won't beat the odds, I respectfully might. You don't have to prove me wrong when longevity's right. I don't. We don't do it. We don't do it. Check the ready line. Mind drifting through the heavy night. That vision for yourself, I protect like it's mine. Think I won't beat the odds, I respectfully might. I don't have to prove you wrong when longevity's right. Don't interrupt my conversation if I didn't invite. Keep your privilege to yourself when I'm shining my light. Sounds about wide mad cause I'm taking up space. Ignored you today, but I'll cut you out to your face. Peace and protection, same energy reflected. Like that D1 song, my joy is my weapon. I'll do what I do with the likes and the mentions. I inspire to use when I write every sentence of the book, the album, the curriculum is coming. Stepping out the shadows cause I'm tired of running. Look who I'm becoming when I see God through you. It reminds me that hope is beautiful and true to you. Shout out Mandela, every loss is a lesson. Rejection is redirection. Cause sometimes protection. Shout out Mandela, every cross remix the present. Shouldn't be possible, I must be protected. I write to rewrite, this must be reinvention. Daydreaming of success, I used to sit in detention. Taught so many classes, they finally give me credits. My professors who hated down, seeing my lectures. Who knew my phonetics would become an aesthetic? But that I get paid to wax poetic. I turn these verses into blessings. I'm speaking the truth. It's so much in the name, it's so much more in you. If you could understand how this all came together, you'd be crying too in sunny weather. Word, all praises due. Alhamdulillah. I can recognize when I'm being led by God. Yeah, I beat the odds 617 at his peak. Our glory in his name, impossible, meant defeat. Shout out Mandela, every loss is a lesson. Rejection is redirection. And sometimes protection. Shout out Mandela, every loss is a lesson. Rejection is redirection. And sometimes protection. So shout out Mandela. Come on, shout out Mandela. Come on, shout out Mandela. Come on, shout out Mandela. What? Louder. Let Jeff hear you. Come on. Shout out Mandela. Yes. Shout out Mandela. Yeah. Shout out Mandela. Give it up for Jeffrey. This is Jeffrey's first time seeing these songs and these pieces being performed live. Yeah. And like, I've tried to explain, I'm like, yo, like the crowd's gonna like jump in and like, it's gonna go crazy. You gonna see. Rapper speak. What's beautiful about that last song too, one of my students gave me the hook. We were in class and we were talking about examples in our larger kind of culture and societal context about, people or organizations, places that really demonstrated empowerment and resilience. And one of my students said, yo, Nelson Mandela. I was like, word? Like, what do you know about Nelson Mandela? You know what I mean? Like, most of my kids were born in like 2000, right? So like, how much do you really know?
Apartheid.
I'm saying. But as we got into it and we had a chance to kind of talk and really dive into the history, somebody said, he has this quote about, I don't lose. Nelson Mandela said, I don't lose. I either win or I learn. And somebody was like, oh yeah, and there's like, I'm making a connection between that and then this phrase of like, every loss is a lesson, rejection is redirection. Right. And then another one of my students is like, and sometimes that is actually protection from the place that you weren't supposed to be in. And I'm like, man, this is dope. Can I use this? I'm taking notes, but like, can I put this in a song, in a book? Can I? And they were like, yeah. Whatever we say, like, is fair game. You know what I'm saying? It was inspiration for the creative process. And so y'all like that hook, you like kind of the direction of that song. I just need y'all to know, like, young people inspired me to create that. Yeah. And they're super tapped in ways like we may not even like fully comprehend. As we were getting the opportunity to kind of get deeper on the list of leadership values, and we got to chapter 5, storytelling and empathy, somebody had mentioned one of my former supervisors. And I was like, how do you know Nakia Hill? And they were like, well, I went through this writing program and, she was really, amazing as a coach and she's a mentor for me. And then like ran down her list of like achievements and accomplishments and all of that. And I just thought it was incredible. And so, I was like, I'm going to holler at Nakia and see if she'd be okay with me writing about her, in this kind of section of the book as somebody from our community, who was a author, an amazing poet, and put together this incredible anthology that I'm going to tell you about now. Nakia Hill, a Boston-based author, has made a profound impact on the Boston literary scene with her authorship and mentorship of young writers. Her anthology, How We Take Up Space, a collection of memories, stories, and poems written by women and girls from Boston, explores the concept of identity and spatial justice, specifically spaces of belonging. Hill uses the anthology to demonstrate the power of storytelling as a tool for empathy, empowerment, and social change. By focusing on women and girls from Boston, the anthology highlights the personal stories of individuals who have faced challenges in asserting their right to occupy both physical and social spaces. Each story, poem, and memory in the anthology speaks to the deeply personal and collective experience of navigating a world where space, whether it be a classroom, a neighborhood, or a public park, can either uplift or suppress women based on their identity. The contributors to this anthology share their stories in their own words, which allows them to assert their presence in spaces where they may have once felt invisible or unwelcome. In centering the voices of women, Nakia Hill emphasizes the importance of lived experience in understanding social issues. This approach not only enriches the narratives, but also gives agency to the storytellers, who are not merely subjects of analysis, but active participants in shaping the discourse around space and justice. And so when y'all get a chance to hear the album, there's a feature on the album who's incredible, but I'll give you my verse from that song. Beads in the hair, cornrows and big froze, natural oil weave, nails match the toes. On a black women, lessons learned from my grandma's house. Gotta love her the most cause she holding me down. As for our black queens, we gotta do better to protect. Almost 60 years, Aretha still singing for respect. You put us on the moon and you put crowns on us. Lifted our heads up high when the world looked down on us. When they jailed us, Angela Davis was organized. Maya Angelou belt hooks should be immortalized. If you saw the world rise up for black lives, that movement was led by black mothers and wives. Ain't no surprise when you see a queen doing the thing. We gotta own our own stories like the woman king. Brick right brick, she been down from the ground up so we can have health and wealth surround us. Yes, these are the stories never told. Our heroes are she-rose. Out of the concrete like a rose, she arose, she arose. These are the stories never told. Our heroes are she-rose. Out of the concrete like a rose, she arose, she arose. Man, we just getting deeper and deeper into the book. Another chapter and value that I think, if it wasn't the most obvious, right, leadership value to talk about with hip hop culture, don't think that because it's in the end of the book that it's one of the least important ones. This is chapter 10, community building. Zero Forbidden Goals has redefined what it means to build community through the arts.
Squad.
Right? They in the building, so we'll see if I even get through this. Its contributions include reviving and reshaping cultural events to celebrate Sacramento's diversity, advocating for inclusivity within arts institutions and leadership roles, transforming public spaces into platforms for artistic expression and community connection, providing opportunities for emerging artists to collaborate and grow. Now they on world tours, and I'm just saying. Demonstrating the transformative power of grassroots movements and affecting meaningful change. By making art accessible and engaging, ZFG has strengthened Sacramento's community bonds and enriched its cultural identity. The collective's innovative methods and commitment to inclusivity have inspired similar initiatives, proving that grassroots efforts can create profound social impact. Through its diverse programming and dedication to fostering collaboration, ZFG has demonstrated how the arts can serve as a powerful tool for community building. By prioritizing inclusivity, accessibility, and creativity, the collective has not only celebrated the diversity of Sacramento's artistic voices, but also created opportunities for meaningful connection among its residents. ZFG's ongoing work exemplifies the potential of art to break down barriers, bridge divides, and inspire positive change. Like its inspiration, Soul Collective, ZFG is a community-centered arts initiative that continues to leave an indelible mark on Sacramento, illustrating how the arts can unify and uplift communities in transformative ways. We don't always have to look to like celebrity figures and professional athletes to figure out who's going to make it happen right here in our communities. The people in the room sitting next to you right now are sometimes all the people that you need to really spark it and get it going. And so, I got this piece from Community Building from the album, and we're going to teach them the hook first. Yeah, so let's play it. Let's play it, and I'll teach them the hook. Okay, so check this out. Ready? The hook goes like this. It's real simple. It goes, we got us, that's community. We got us, that's community. We got, y'all got it? Yeah. So we say it like 4 times, and we do it when the beat drops. You know what I'm saying? We got this. I'm confident that we got this. Okay. Check. We got us, that's community. We got us, that's what? We got us, that's community. Come on. We got us, that's community. Like-minded individuals, giving much love, baby, is reciprocal. Bringing people together, call it unity. Don't need to be Latina to be Queasy. I give myself to create us. Strong will, success, yeah, we build it up. And my words and my actions create trust. Build a community, baby, that's a must. Leaders of the new school, we build dreams. So it seems, and disrupt hope by any means. Generations of pain, we hold in our genes. Building unity and wealth, till busting out the scenes. We build, cause the youth need opportunity. We build, cause employment over eulogies. We build, mentorship and continuity. We build, cause we got us, that's community. We got us, that's community. Yeah, we got us, that's community. We got us, that's community. Come on. 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 We got us, that's community. Yeah. We got us, that's community. Word. Can you fix this for me? I just want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that the camera comes back to like a normal level. There's a joystick right there on it. Yeah, look at that. I appreciate y'all. I just had to get that on camera because sometimes people don't know how many people are in the room, you know what I'm saying, staying that back. So this is dope, man. We got us. That's community. Man, such a powerful thing. I have no idea how much time we got, but it's giving Tiny Desk. So I'm going to say that the last couple winners came through Sacramento. We'll see. Maybe I'll actually apply next year. I don't know. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll do it. We'll film it here. We'll do it here. We'll set it off. We'll see how it goes. I got maybe like one more piece. If that's cool. Is that cool? Come to your office?
Yeah, it's on the corner.
Okay. Look, these are coming together. Jeff is down. You don't understand. Jeff been waiting. I got one more piece. Huh? We'll do it. I love y'all. This project doesn't move without you. It's hard for people to understand. I was at Underground Books today. They were confused about like what to do with this. They were like, so it's a book, but you said you have an album. Where's the CD? Where's the vinyl? I said, do you have a CD player? No one does. Like, So, look, there's a QR code in the back of every book with that digital streaming link for a private app. It's not Spotify. It's not like any of these other distributors you got to pay for, which means that anybody with a smartphone can like stream the music for the album as many times as they want without having to worry to like pay a monthly subscription to hear it. It's yours. You know? Thank you. I appreciate that. For people who are like looking to like figure out, so what is happening next? Like, what do we do with it? Do we bring it into our schools? Do we use it in an after school program? Do I teach this at a college classroom? I'm saying yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. All of those things. I brought samples for everybody to check out of the curriculum in the back. So feel free to go through that if you're interested in the teacher's guide or the student workbook for all of that. I also have a bunch of books for sale, so like feel free to come holler at me. They're $35 because it's a book and an album, and people don't pay for music, but you're paying for this. That's how that works. If you don't got it today, that's cool. This QR code that's above my head will take you to my website. That's hiphopleadershipbook.com, and you can order the book from my website, and I'll ship it to you. Black-owned printer out of Houston, also black-owned publishing company, and I'm trying to do business with small, independent, black-owned bookstores all around the country. That's like the thing. And so again, like I came out here for this book tour to really just take the time to connect with each and every single person who wants to talk to me and wants to find ways to bring me back to Sacramento. Let's talk about it. Because you don't have to have like $5,000, $10,000 to get me to come back out. That's not what it takes, right? If we can like pay for travel, transportation, some food, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff, if we can cover the basic necessities and we can add a little extra for taxes or whatever, then we'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't take a crazy amount to do it. And oftentimes, you know, artists, when they're touring independently, are stringing these smaller gigs together in order to make it happen, right? So like you might only have $500, but if you got $500 and they got $500 and somebody else got $500 and that's $1,500 a weekend, that makes the travel worth it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that happens, right? It's, you don't have to do it by yourself. And thinking about booking or touring or supporting artists, think about it collectively. You know, what can we do to bring an artist to a classroom, an after school, a nonprofit organization? Can we get them to be a keynote speaker, right? Sit on a panel, pay them an honorarium, all that kind of stuff like adds up. So we'll talk more about all that good stuff after this. I wrote this piece called Adaptability and Evolution. It's chapter 8 in the book, and as I was writing it, there was a whole bunch of stuff going on, y'all. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. There was this petty that was in my soul that I really wanted to like get off. You know what I'm saying? On this particular record, I went back and I cleaned it up. But, you know, as you're evolving and you're growing, people seem to want to think of you as the person they met you as the first time they met you, and they don't give you any space or room to grow beyond that box, right? And so like if you had met me like 10, 15 years ago, I was broke. You know what I'm saying? I was like trying to figure out life. I had my first like staff job. I didn't know what to do with, you know, that type of money and just trying to figure out life, you know. But then you have experiences that grow you, that shape you, that put you in leadership roles and positions in whatever community you're in. And then there are folks in your community who recognize you. This happened to me. There are folks who were like, oh, wow, like you showed up in these powerful ways. You know, you're demonstrating incredible leadership. But then there were people I was working for that were like, what are you talking about? You are this small. When really everyone else recognized you as this big, you know? And I'm sure that message may resonate with some of y'all. If it doesn't, trust me, it will. You just haven't met enough people yet. It's coming for some of the young folks in the room. But that's where this next piece kind of came from. is that kind of understanding. So it goes like this. Truth in disguise, leadership and lies, made it out and came back to everyone's surprise. Writing my book of rhymes, now front page, the Times and Globe. Who could have told me at 12 years old? Never sold my soul or integrity. My brothers out the projects beyond where they projected. Who knew we would heal and create spaces of protection? Wasn't expected, generation of exceptions. Broke the mold, not my soul. I'm unbreakable. Trials and tribulation, my foundation unshakable. Fighting temptation because it's petty and replaceable. God's favorite because I'm capable. I've been where few could go, where roses bloom from the hardest stone, the lowest highs and the highest lows, where you could see heavenly views from an iron throne and feel every single word in the song, but you won't. Boom, boom, boom. That's how the song goes. But everybody can't go. I don't know what to tell you. Blessed with success and allergic to failure. Nicotine, caffeine, and paraphernalia. Grab my inhaler every day was like a new movie trailer. My mama only listened to Bob and the Wailers, who knew redemption song was really a prayer. Fighting tears when I was cuffed near Central Square. Balancing hope and despair with my bus fare. Rode for miles of city blocks. I love this. Hold on. Keep going. Check. My bus fare. Rode for miles of city blocks, seeing crooked city cops signal for the bus to stop when it didn't want to stop. Paid the price for people who could not and should not. Pregnant mothers of school kids from different blocks, sitting on the back of the bus feeling like an ancestor, seeing a world like them and it's messed up. I witnessed God smile on me from the heavens and wish all of y'all to have this blessing. Man, oh my gosh, Jeff. Yo, Jeff is great. Hold on. When y'all hear the song in the album, there's like a 48 bar spoken word piece from my homie who goes by Bruja the Villain. She's an amazing spoken word poet out of Worcester, Massachusetts, which is like the second biggest city outside, next to Boston in the state. And so she's incredible. She does this like 48 bars, and then I come back in with the third verse. You can keep going, Jeff. I got you. This third verse is coming. Check. I'm grown now. Looking back on the road, I'm coming home, talking legacy while approaching the throne. The pearly gates await for all of us alone. Got friends on both sides of the fence I can't disown. What's it mean to be free when you bound by the word? You living by any means or is your dream deferred? I know you conflicted from what I've seen and heard. I pray to God so my faith can be reaffirmed. I see the change in myself. I surrendered to his will. Much as I enjoyed the thrill, had to sit and be still and listen to the signs in a universal language. Warrior scholar, what could be more dangerous? If only little me can see me now, I'm sure a stubborn ass will be proud. Grateful for all the times that I went without. Can't take it with me, so I'm handing out a crown. Yeah. Good. I appreciate y'all, and I want to take all the time that I can to connect with y'all. I know that there's more time for the open mic, so I'm here to also listen as well. For those folks who actually buy a book and then dip off, that's cool. We can do that quietly in the back. You know what I'm saying? But for those folks who are sticking around, I'm gonna be here all night. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to talk, I'm here for the mic to listen, to learn, to be in community, and so we'll do all of that too. Cool? All right. So if you got a chat, come holler at me in the back real quick. We'll get you all squared away. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. My name is Paul Willis. And this is Jeffrey Archie Jr.
One more time for Paul Willis.
Hey, so we're going to take a little break so that you can buy books, right? Drew's got books back there too. If you haven't picked up his book yet, he's got some for sale, and other merchandise too. So let's take a few minutes. Maybe we can clear out that corner since people have left and get some of the chairs out of the way in the meantime. We'll be back in a few.
Don't forget the say it again.
Oh, his video camera? Oh, that's his. Okay.
And it's still going.
Oh, it's still going? Okay. Let me see where his iPhone. I just saw it.
That's the one.
Oh, I see it. This is his though, right? Because I don't want to take it.
I have no idea. I see.
You think it's his? Okay.
You're gonna hurt your neck by turning around. Hey, tweeted me we do, right? Great man.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's all him. That's all him.
No, I think you helped. But he was signing the dotted line. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this to you if you want to do this. Right.
You don't want to do it.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
Are you related to Joey Archie?
Yes, my uncle.
Hey, what's that?
Okay, 90s
Oh, I see. With the pattern.
Niggas is friends.
I'm cracking up that.
Thank
Okay.
Not the collection.
Like Kurt Franklin there?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is this Paul? Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Man, you put something together that's incredible, baby. Yeah. Man, it's like, I'm not there. No. But if you want to have that conversation, to go have that conversation. Let's do that. All right, let's do that. It's like,
See. I don't know. Does that setting look good?
She we were all talking about I love black. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, the guy?
Is he end up strong?
I don't know about this rap thing, but they're like, but that's cool.
Right.
You know.
Well, I think right. I think a lot of people who, and I can pick them out in the room. It's like the people who are like, okay, what did I sign up for? And then kind of going, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?